So today's makeup tutorial is going to be on the Tarte Graveyard Girl Swamp Queen palette. I just picked this up from Ulta the other day and I've been dying to do a makeup tutorial on it. I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos. So this is the palette. It's got like a big giant mirror, and then these are all of the eyeshadows, and then it's got a bronzer, a blush, and a highlighter, and it comes with this little brush. So that's the palette. If you want to keep watching and you want to see how I created this look, we'll get on into it. So I'm going to start by priming my face with my Urban Decay prepping spray, and then I'm going to be putting on foundation, and the foundation I'm using is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and I'm in the shade 230, and I'm just buffing this all over my skin with a Marc Jacobs foundation brush. To smooth out any lines, I'm just going to go in with my damp beauty blender and pat all over my face. For my eyebrows, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Dip Brow in Blonde, and I'm just going to be filling in the natural shape of my brow and like elongating it on the side and bringing it in a little closer in the middle. To clean up underneath my brows, I'm going to be using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and just putting it underneath. And then to clean up even further, I'm going in with my Anastasia Brow Definer, and I believe this is in the color Soft Brown. And for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using all colors in the Swamp Queen palette, and the first color I'm using is called Big Baby, and it's just a cream colored shadow, and I'm just going to put this all over my lid. The next color I'm going to be using is called Natural Peaches, and I'm just going to build this up in my crease, and I'm using a Morphe blending brush. I'll link all of the brushes and products I use in the down bar below. The next shade I'm using is going to be Man Cat, which is a dark purple shade, and I'm just going to put this in my crease and kind of blend it into my outer V as well with a blending brush. I was a little surprised by the pigment of this color at first, but if you just keep blending, it will smooth out any harsh lines. To add some sparkle to my lid, I'm going to be using Sassy Bun, which is a golden shimmer shade, and I'm just going to pat this all over the center of my lid and bring it into the inner corner just using an Urban Decay like flat brush. And the reason I'm patting this shadow in instead of just swiping it around is because I really wanted to build up the color and add dimension. And next I'm going to be going in with Sippy Sippy, which is another shimmer shade. It's like a dark chocolatey color with golden flecks in it, and I'm just going to be lightly putting this in the crease. I wanted to build up that Sippy Sippy shade a little more, so I'm just going back in with my Morphe blending brush, and I'm going to put this into my outer V and around my crease and into the inner corner a little bit. And then without adding any new product to the big blending brush, I'm just going to go in and continue blending. And then I decided I wanted even more shimmer, so I'm just going in with the same Sassy Bun color and tapping it all over my lid again. To highlight the brow bone, I'm going to be using Big Baby. I'm just using a paper towel to clean up any loose shadows. When I go in with my concealer later on, I'm going to be cleaning up even further. So for my concealer, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer, and I'm in the shade Fair, and I just put this all underneath my under eyes, the center of my forehead, above my lip, and in the center of my chin. And then I'm going to be using my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Honey, and I'm just putting this on the top of my nose and then underneath the lighter shade that I put underneath my eye to blend it all together. And I'm just going to be using my beauty blender to pat this into my skin. It's important that you pat it into your skin and not swipe it around. That way you can really press the color in and make sure that it's going to stay there for the rest of the day. I'm also using this concealer as a way to clean up underneath my eye and make sure that my eyeshadow looks clean and not like it just fell out all over my cheeks. To set my concealer in my face, I'm going to be using Ben Nye Banana Powder, and I just put a bunch of it into a pan and then take my damp beauty blender and tap it all over my under eye. And then I'm also going to go in and put it on top of my nose. I feel like my nose gets really red throughout the day, and applying this setting powder, I think really decreases the redness. Whatever was left over in the pan, I'm just going to be using a fluffy brush to pat it all over my face in the areas that aren't necessarily going to have bronzer on them. So for contour, blush, and highlight, I'm going to be using the 3 shades that came in the Swamp Queen palette. And for bronzer, I used the Sweet Tea bronzing shade, and I'm just putting this on with a small brush. And I'm going to be honest, at first I was a little terrified by how dark it was. It's kind of a more orangey shade, and it wasn't necessarily what I would buy if it wasn't already in the palette. And when I first put it on, I was really scared that it was going to be super dark, but I was able to blend it all out. I spent a lot of time blending, but I was able to make it work. To carve out my face, all I did was put the bronzer in the hollows of my cheeks, on my temples, and then I lightly put some on the sides of my nose, underneath my nose, and then underneath my bottom lip. And what this does is it adds a little more dimension to the face and also will slim in your nose a bit, and by putting bronzer underneath your lip, it will give the illusion of a plumper lip. And like I said before, I was nervous about this shade being too dark, so I'm basically just going to blend till my heart's content with a giant blending brush, and then I went in with another face brush. For blush, I'm using the Does This Thing Really Work blush, and I'm just lightly putting this onto the apples of my cheeks. I think it was really pretty and very feminine. It has a little bit of glitter in it, but not too much. And for highlighting, I'm using Gator Wings, and I'm just applying this with a Morphe fan brush, and I absolutely love this highlighter. I think it is so beautiful and so shimmery. It just looks amazing on the skin. And I just went in and put it on the top of my nose and also above my upper lip. For my under eyes, I'm just going to be using the Man Cat shade, and I'm just going to put this along my lower lash line with a small eyeshadow brush. And then to further build definition, I went in with Sippy Sippy and put this on the outer corners of my eye and then built it into my upper lash line as well. Since I was so happy with the Gator Wings highlighter, I decided to highlight my brow bone with it, and I just tapped it on with my finger. For eyeliner, I'm just going to be using a nude NARS eyeliner, and I'm just going to put this on my waterline. And then for liquid eyeliner, I'm using the Maybelline Ultra Liquid Eyeliner. I don't have a clip for this because I completely cut myself out of the frame, but this is the finished product. And then for lips, I'm going to be going in with my Makeup Forever Aqualip in the shade 2C, and I'm just going to be lining my lips with this. for lipstick, I'm going to be using Buxom in the shade Nudist. And this is just like a really nice creamy nude shade, and I just put this all over my lips. And afterwards I decided I wanted a little more sheen, so I went in with a YSL. I'm not really sure what this is called, but I'll put it in the down bar below. And to set this look, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay All Night Setting Spray, and I just spray this all over my face. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Tarte Tartiest mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. I think it's amazing. So this is the finished look. I'm really actually digging it. I did not think that I was gonna like it that much. You can like see my reaction when I was doing my makeup to some of the colors in the palette. I was like, oh my god. Especially when I put that bronzer shade, I was so nervous that this was gonna look horrible. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks awesome. I would definitely give this palette like a thumbs up. It has so many pretty shades. Sippy Sippy and then Gator Wings, the highlighter. They look really chunky, and usually I wouldn't like chunks of glitter, but like I'm really liking this highlighter. Definitely an awesome palette. Limited edition too, I'm pretty sure, which is why I picked it up when I saw it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back with my next video. Bye. Hi, so no.